Today's episode is brought to you by Destiny's Accessories, located inside of A.V. Lopez at 3831 Boca Chica Boulevard in Brownsville. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 4. Destiny Accessories has all the phone and tablet accessories you need, including chargers, screen protectors, wallets, clips, holsters, pop sockets, cases, and much more. Welcome to Paranormal 956. My name is David, and I'm here with Bianca.
Hi, guys.
What are we talking about today, Bianca?
So, Mexico just released some facts with evidence, everything included in the package.
Yep.
About aliens.
They're real.
They're real.
They've been real this whole time.
Yep.
And now we have proof.
Legit proof.
Yeah. And you had brought up earlier a really good point, I thought.
So, we were surprised. I'm sure the U.S. government was surprised.
Right.
Russia was surprised as well.
Everybody.
Everybody.
This caught me by surprise. I want to be honest with you.
I mean, we would talk about it.
Yeah.
We would joke about it.
Sure.
But now it's real.
Right.
It's no joke, guys.
Yeah. So what we're talking about today is Mexico had in their Congress
Presentation.
a presentation
Like any other presentation.
like you do, where they brought out the corpses of two aliens that they found in Peru in a cave. So this is the thing. Mexico is a little bit different than the U.S. We can agree on that.
For sure.
However, this is still Congress.
Right.
They still had to swear an oath to tell the truth.
Regardless
if it's Mexico or the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
This is official on the record. If you go to Congress anywhere.
I mean, but it's been
and you
years.
Lie,
they've had those bodies for years.
Which means what to you?
They kept it a secret for a long time.
Okay.
Why
but
now?
There's something different that I took. I feel like that means they checked their facts.
For sure.
Right? Like this isn't
But at least they gave us something, not like the U.S. government saying, no, it's just unidentified objects across the sky or pieces of spaceships or unknown materials in the U.S.
Which recently the U.S. has had their own little Congress reports as well with the Air Force and unidentified objects. So the wrappers are starting to come off, right? I mean, we're starting to see a little bit more of the truth. Mm-hmm. And people are going to have to they're going to have a stand on this eventually.
Do we have to?
I mean, it's getting harder to say
they don't.
Maybe there's aliens when there's things like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So I think we should describe what they presented, right? They're these little
3 feet
aliens. They look like ET, which is the most questionable part to me out of everything.
But after so many years, how is the body still, I would say, intact in a way? Like it's not bones. It's not.
So the story is that they were found in the caves in Peru, I think. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I know as somebody who's traveled to Mexico is that the ground, just naturally, right? This isn't anything that's conspiracy theory or anything. The ground has arsenic in it, which is basically rat poison, but it's like a natural poison. When they bury people in Mexico in this arsenic, their bodies are preserved.
Ew.
Yeah, so early on, you know how you have stuffed animals and things?
Yeah.
In the beginning, before they had all the stuff we have today, formaldehyde and so forth, they would put this arsenic, this rat poison, on the animals, and it would preserve them. There's actually a museum in Kingsville that's called the Hall of Horns, and there was this like rich guy who...
But it's like dirt, right? It's dirt.
It's in the dirt. It's in the dirt.
Okay,
and
so they can take it out and spray it on the body.
It's a powder. So this is my point. Is this if this is in a cave?
That's why they look like powdery, like a masapan type of thing.
That's what I'm assuming. And so what I think happened is these guys came, probably hid in the cave, maybe. Right? This is from 1,000 years ago.
What? And they went into the dirt and died from rat poisoning.
They died and they got covered by dirt. Maybe the cave fell on them, and that dirt has that kind of preservative in it.
I mean, they are small.
They're very small. And also, being 1,000 years ago, that means humans were around.
Right.
This isn't like ancient.
But how did they hide the alien bodies for that much time?
The scientists, you mean?
Yeah. Where? How did people not talk about this?
Well,
especially in Mexico. I mean, people talk about it all, like, they gossip. Come on. We all do.
Well, this is the thing, right? I mean, part of what our podcast is about is talking about the things that people talk about, right? Like even with our episodes that we've already done, they're all kind of the chisme that's been going on around, right? But there's some truth to these things. And a lot of times when you hear, like if you heard the Mark Kilroy story, for example, from your mom who was alive, she's the same age as me, you might have just gone, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, right? Like it wouldn't have been.
She is kind of delusional though.
But what I'm saying is that I don't think people probably were talking about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you just kind of like, there goes Jorge again with his little ET ghost people again. You know what I mean? And I think people probably were talking about it and nobody was taking it serious. And now it's in the halls of Congress.
But here's the thing. Here's the other thing that like, not blows my brain, but like there has been like UFOs reported more in the U.S. than in Mexico ever has, I think.
I don't know if that's true or not. As I've been looking into this, there is a lot of weird stuff as far as UFOs.
Mexico is witches, coyotes, and like, not coyotes, I mean like chupacabras type of thing.
So we're going to have to do an episode on the UFOs in Mexico City. These things are showing up in the daytime.
What?
UFOs over the city of Mexico City, which has like...
So we just don't care about that? We just like, oh, there you go. There goes Juanita and their 3 kids.
Yeah, I'm going to send you videos of this because I've seen videos in Mexico City of just lights. Do you remember those lights we've talked about in Los Fresnos?
Yeah.
Imagine that bigger over the city of Mexico City in the daytime.
But that's the thing. Like people from the city or whatever you want to call them, like, they usually say like, oh, it's witches, or it's like, they use it as something like a Hispanic story.
Sure.
Yeah.
La curandera.
Yeah, something like that. Like, no, it's a witch or whatever.
I think it's gotten so normalized in Mexico that's why you don't hear about it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if we opened a new taco stand in Brownsville. Nobody's talking about the new taco stand in Brownsville because we have so many taco stands. Right. And so I think in Mexico, the paranormal is so common that maybe that's why they don't talk about it. And the only reason the U.S. started talking about this particular case is because this is in their Congress. So it's like...
It's not that like we're far away.
We're not far
away. We're not far away.
We're not far away. Well, in fact, you and I right now are closer to Mexico than most of the United States.
Right.
Which is probably why we have a bunch of weird shit happening here.
True.
So on your level of skepticism towards these particular aliens, where are you as far as, is this 100% real? It's 80% real? 0% real? Where are you on that?
Let me say I'm about 80%. Mm-hmm. It's just that it doesn't... how can I explain it? Because the government has released, our government has, our U.S. government.
Right. Which you trust 100%.
I mean, I should be able to trust 100%. So does that work?
I turned the volume down. I did that again. So we trust the government 100%.
Right.
There, now that works. I turned the volume off.
Because we should.
Right. Again.
Because we have to.
Yeah. I don't know if we have to. I don't trust them.
Right.
I don't trust them.
So the thing is that how does the Mexican government feel safe on releasing the information on the bodies, on the alien bodies? And we have a whole Area 51 that we don't even know about. Still don't know about.
It's a good question.
Because Area 51 has been like known of for a while.
Right. So this is the thing. I've been in New Mexico around where Area 51 is. Mm-hmm. And there's definitely a military base that's there.
Right.
So secrets at a military base, that's not shocking. Right?
True.
I am probably also at about 80% on these particular aliens. The fact that they look like ETs from the movie ET
right.
is the weirdest part of all of this for me. Right? Because they're very short.
I knew it.
They just look a little bit like some guy who's faking it wasn't super creative with his alien.
He was like, you know what I remember?
Right.
So they were like this tall. They were this skinny.
Yeah.
Kind of a big head. Not too big. But you know what? Let's make it big to make it a little bit different just in case eventually they reveal.
The parts of this story that make this hard for me. First of all, this is under oath and this is in front of Congress.
Right.
Secondly, there's x-rays, there's MRIs. They've kind of put this out so that people can test it. They're not just...
It's not just a body.
They didn't just go secret with this or show pictures. They brought the real things out and let people... ignore that. They let people...
it's David's dogs. Just so you know, guys.
My dogs are growling nearby.
It's not a ghost. It's not an alien.
Not demons. This is only about aliens. We might have to take a break, but we're very close to being done.
Right.
And so this one is one of the weirdest stories. We're covering it mostly because obviously it fits the format of our podcast, but also this is very current. This happened...
And it's not just any piece of information, a video or nothing like that. It's a whole body they presented. They took the bodies out, two bodies. Took the bodies out and they're like, here they are.
Yeah.
In a whole little casket thingy, like super cute,
they do
glass.
Look like they're in caskets too.
Like,
have you had any experience with aliens yourself? Extraterrestrial aliens, I should be more specific.
Not that I know of that I was abducted or anything like that.
So that's the thing too. Right? Because I think if there's another Earth out there, which I firmly believe that with all the stars and all the galaxies, we can't be the only planet.
There has to be something.
There has to be. I feel like it's mathematically impossible. I think if there was aliens, they would look a lot like us. No? This is the problem with that theory, though. How would we know that they're here?
Right.
Right. And so the fact that these guys look...
Wait, how do they know that we're here?
Well, I checked in. Did you check in?
I'm just saying, how do they know that?
That you're not an alien?
Yeah.
How would you know if you yourself were an alien? I mean, clearly you weren't. You were born here, but...
I just know I'm a U.S. citizen, sir.
But this is the thing. Like, how far in your generations? Like, I knew my great-grandmother. Right?
I knew my great-grandmother.
Right. But after that, who knows? What do you know? And that's not that far back. Go back 3-4 times. What do you know?
I mean,
because you do have a very weird sense of humor, Bianca. That's what I'm trying to say.
but come on, I don't think aliens are that funny. I mean,
That's a good point. You bring up a lot of good points.
if anything,
Yeah.
man, just bring an alien out here. If they're funny, okay, I might be related to them, but
Can you imagine a stand-up alien? That would be great.
right.
I don't know how relatable they would be, but it would be funny.
Just how they talk or move.
Yeah,
They have to be. I mean, they're funny looking. The 3 feet,
that's true.
you wouldn't be scared of a 3 feet alien. It
He would
like
walk out and I would immediately start laughing.
Exactly.
Like it wouldn't even be hard for them.
It's not like, I'm not going to say like a little person, right? But like, it's a 3 feet alien.
It's not unlike a little person.
No.
But they look like E.T.
Right.
So it is a little weird.
And
But
E.T. wasn't a scary movie.
It was if you were little when it came out. I was terrified of that movie.
But you're scared of everything.
It's also true, unfortunately.
Angie said that. I didn't.
I just heard you say it right now.
Okay. But I'm referencing to what she
And
said.
it's not. So Angie's my wife. I know not everybody knows that, but Angie's my wife. And she does talk about my fear of things as often as
She
can.
actually, let me, quote unquote,
There we go.
he's a pussy.
Well, you are what you eat. So
Back to the facts.
back to the facts. So
Because that wasn't a very much fact.
that's it for today's episode. This was pretty current, and this one is something that we might do another episode on later because this is kind of groundbreaking a little
Right.
bit.
It's unbelievable still.
Yeah. So we do have a few things to clarify, corrections from the past episodes. On episode 1, we're in the clear. 100% true. Everything was facts. Nobody's disputed anything.
Except your wife.
Well, not on episode 1.
Oh, sure, it was episode 2.
Episode 2, the Mark Kilroy story. I did talk with my wife, who went to Brownsville quite a bit back in the day.
Quite a bit.
Drinks a lot. My wife drinks so much it makes me worried that I'm a bad person. That's how much she drinks. She drinks a lot more than I do.
She does.
A lot more. And she says that it wasn't $20 to get into the clubs back there. I was going to Reynosa. Maybe I was getting screwed. I don't know what the story is. It was also a long time
You were
ago.
probably blacked out at that point.
Also true. She says that they were paying between $5 and $8. And so,
Well, I was thinking probably because she was a lady. You don't look very lady.
well, this is also the 90s though.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we do have that correction with the Mark Kilroy story. He was go to Matamoros. Oh, you could drink $5, not $20, like I said, possibly $8. This is coming from her and her friends. They all drink a tremendous amount.
Right.
They drink a lot. They used to go to Matamoros a lot. They
Right.
used to drink a lot. They still drink a lot.
And she claimed there was a train that would go around and stuff or whatever. Like a bus thingy.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, you were drunk already.
I do drink a fair bit myself. But that's it for today's episode. I did want to... We got to be
100%,
accurate on
yeah.
what we're talking about. This was in... Today's episode was...
We still got to see Angie's receipts on what she paid.
Oh, there was no receipts over there. There was no receipts there. No. I don't even know if paper was invented in the 90s.
I don't know that.
See you next time. Say goodbye, Bianca.
Bye, guys.